Okay, we're going to be making some shortcrust pastry today, and we're going to do it from scratch rather than buying pre-rolled ones. So we're going to need a few ingredients. We are going to need 225 grams of plain flour. We're also going to need 100 grams of salted butter. I've got a little bit of water ready. We're going to use that a teaspoon at a time, and a pinch of salt. And I've also got a little flour shaker ready just to dust down the surface to make sure nothing sticks to the surface. Now, I'm going to be using a food processor to do this one, rather than doing it by hand, just because it's a little bit quicker. Okay, the method's quite simple. Already got all my work surfaces and area clear, taking off jewellery and rings and so on, so I'm trying to keep the hygiene and everything sanitised. Lid off the food processor, and all of my flour is going to go in there in one go. Okay, now with my butter, I've chunked it up a little bit, and I'm also using it cold from the fridge. So if you were to leave it out a little bit and it will start to go a little bit too soft, then what's going to happen is it's going to make your pastry that little bit more greasier. So if you're using it straight cold from the fridge, it mixes much better and you get a better finished pastry. So all of that butter is going to go in there. And a small pinch of salt, because I'm going to be using this for Cornish pasties later, so this is going to be a savoury shortcrust pastry. If you're making something, a sweet dessert that you're using it for, you might want to use a little pinch of sugar instead. So lid on there, and we're just going to blitz it. We don't want to overwork it, we just want to start it to combine into almost a breadcrumby type appearance. Okay, so I can see in there, there's no big chunks of butter left in there. It's all starting to become like a breadcrumb, but now I need to start to bring it all together. So what I'm going to add is I'm going to add a teaspoon of water into there. Now, you might want to add a teaspoon of oil, you might want to add a teaspoon of milk if you want slightly different textures, but I'm going to stick with water. And we're going to blitz that, and it should start bringing it together a little bit. Now I know when it's ready is if I can take it out and squeeze it in my fingers. Now that's still a little bit too crumbly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another teaspoon of water. Blitz it a bit more. Try that again. That's a bit better, it's holding itself together. So that's the sort of texture I'm looking for. So I'm going to take all of this out. Okay, going to get myself some cling film out. I'm going to take my pastry. I'm going to place that all on the cling film. Bring it all together into a nice dome. Don't want to overwork it. Wrap it, hold it nice and firm. And that is going to go into the fridge, chilled for half an hour before I can use that. Okay, I'm back with the stage of my shortcrust pastry. It has been in the fridge probably for about an hour now, so it's nice and firmed up. So what we need to do to this is start rolling it out for whatever we need it for. Now, I'm going to be using this for Cornish pasties, so I'm going to roll it out to around about 10 millimetres, between 5 and 10 millimetres thick, and then use it for Cornish pasties. So, let's get it out of the cling film. There we go, we've got a nice ball of pastry. I've already cleaned all my work surface down ready. Bit of flour on there just to stop it from sticking. I'm also going to need a rolling pin. I'm going to start rolling this out. So I've got enough there for my first cornish pasty. Don't want to damage my work surface, so I'm going to use the blunt end of a spoon to cut my shape out. Make sure it's not sticking.